It's my pleasure to welcome you to this educative and interesting platform, Literature Hub 247, where the heart and sense of literature are discussed. Let me also tell you that this platform is the gateway to understanding literature in English. This video is about an African poem. The African poem is titled New Tongue, composed by Elizabeth L. Kamara. I have a complete review of this poem on this channel, so you can request for the link to that video and I will send it to you. So this particular video is about a Waec standard question on new tongue. This video is not only going to teach you how to answer questions in Waec, it will also deepen your understanding of this poem. Let me also tell you that I have an ebook that contains 200 questions and the model answers like this, that is 200 Waec standard questions with the model answers, and it is based on the 2026 to 2030 Waec syllabus. So I'm going to leave the link of this ebook in the description of this video for you to download. Now this is the question. How does Kamara use imagery of coldness and destruction to communicate the loss of tradition? How does Kamara use imagery of coldness and destruction to communicate the loss of tradition? I hope you should have gone through the poem and at least the content of the poem for you to understand what we are discussing here. So that's why I said you can request for the link to the analysis, to the comprehensive analysis of that poem, and I will send the link to you. Now, if you look at the question very well, you will see that we have a literary device mentioned in the poem. So we are going to explain the meaning of imagery as a literary device mentioned in the poem, and we'll relate the question to the relevant theme. We then go ahead and answer the question. So imagery is language that creates sensory pictures in the reader's mind. Any language that creates sensory pictures in the reader's mind is imagery. It may be visual, that is sight, tactile, touch, auditory, sound, kinetic, movement, gustatory, olfactory, that is taste or smell. So whenever you are going through a literary work and you are feeling the picture, you are feeling the taste, that is imagery. That means the writer or the poet has made use of imagery there. Poets use imagery via simile, metaphor, personification, etc. to make abstract ideas concrete and felt. Through these images, Kamara powerfully enacts the poem's central theme. The central theme is cultural erosion and identity loss. Now, how Kamara uses coldness imagery? How Kamara uses coldness imagery? A strange coldness descending like snow covered mountain, or like bathing at the back of the house on a rainy July day, quote unquote. That is quoted from the poem. Two features make this image powerful. First, the similes are strikingly incongruous. Snow, quote unquote, and a rainy July day are out of place in the poem's implied tropical African setting. That is, they are not similar at all. That exotic imported coldness signals foreignness, quote unquote. The new culture is literally and figuratively alien. You know, when you lose your language, you lose your culture. When you lose your language, you lose your culture. You're not only losing your language, you're equally losing your culture. Second, coldness embodies emotional state. It connotes distance, loss of warmth, isolation, and the death of communal intimacy. Stephen E. Descent suggests an effusive, enveloping chill, not a passing breeze, but a social climate that smothers the warmth of family, elders, and shared rituals. How Kamara uses destruction imagery. Destructive images in the poem are vivid and violent. Let's look at them. Losing broken bonds, the ashes thrown into the bottomless sea, quote unquote, and the gust of wind falling trees, cutting roofs away, tugging skirts, and swirling debris in the air, quote unquote. These lines move from domestic to catastrophic. Burning and ashes imply finality and irretrievability. The past, songs, ties, customs, is not merely uttered but reduced to ashes, tossed into a bottomless, quote unquote, sea. Irrevocable loss. The storm imagery, wind that got trees, tears roofs off houses, dramatizes cultural upheaval as physical destruction. Homes, shelters, and the physical spaces that sustain tradition are uprooted. Those are the effects of the foreign language. Personification, gusts of wind, makes the thought feel almost animate and intent on devastation. Now, how the two sets of images work together. Coldness shows the state that follows cultural change, emotional emptiness, alienation. Destruction shows the process that causes it, that is violent dismantling of social structures. Together, they may cause an effect. The winds of modernity, social change tear away roofs and ties. What remains is a cold landscape where elders, songs, and communal warmth no longer survive. That is erosion of our culture. The juxtaposition of falling cold, snow, and violent wind storms also emphasizes that the forces reshaping the community are both alien and disruptive. Not gentle, organic modernization, but disruptive, imposed change. In conclusion, Kamara's coldness and destruction imagery do more than decorate the poem. They perform its argument. They show how a borrowed alien modernity not only replaces outward customs, but strips away the warm, protective structures of community, leaving a landscape of ruin and emotional frost where tradition once lived. So that's the answer to that question. So don't forget that I say I'm going to leave the link to Exam Ready. That's the ebook that contains 200 WAEC standard questions and the model answer for you to download. So if you're new on this platform, please click on the subscribe button and the bell icon so that whenever any video is produced, you are going to be notified. Like this video. You are free to share any of my videos on any social media platform. Invite your friends and colleagues to join us. You can request for any poem, any text, be it drama or prose, then the 2026 to 2030 WAEC syllabus, and I will send the link to you. If you have any question or comment, send it to the comment section and it will be attended to. Let's meet in the next class.